Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Behind the Symbolism. In today's episode, we'll be uncovering the hidden truth of the movie Eyes Wide Shut, a movie that was written by Stanley Kubrick, with this actually being the last film he would work on before his passing. On this channel, we often talk about the hidden secrets of this world, and this movie is a clear look into that dark world that many of us never get to see. Many believe Stanley Kubrick risked it all to tell the world what the elite really do behind closed doors. I believe this movie is a perfect example of what goes on in the elite Hollywood parties. Join me in this episode as we uncover the real meaning behind the movie Eyes Wide Shut. For those who haven't seen the movie, let me give you a quick run-through. Spoilers ahead. The movie is about a well-off doctor who, after attending a ball for the wealthy with his wife, finds out she has desires of cheating on him, even dreamt about it. After finding this out, the doctor gets a call that one of his patients had passed on, so he quickly left to tend to the family. After the doctor left the house of the family, all he can think about was his wife wanting to cheat on him, so he decided that he would have a wild night and get some revenge on his wife. After trying and failing to hook up with a woman of the night, he ends up calling an old college friend that he just happened to reunite with earlier that day at the ball he attended with his wife. His friend, who is a professional musician, tells him that he would be playing piano for a secret private party that night for the elite. The doctor, who is looking for just that, a wild party, begs his friend to give him the address, which his friend at first wasn't trying to do. After convincing his friend to give up the location, his friend tells him he would need to wear a costume and say the secret word to get in. The doctor makes his way to a rental shop and rents a costume, and then makes his way to the secret party. Once inside, he sees a group of cloaked and masked people performing what appears to be a satanic ritual. As the ritual proceeds, the women who are part of the ritual removes their cloaks to expose nothing underneath as they make their way to the masked men. The doctor is then led by one of the women who were part of the ritual upstairs. As they walk together, the woman appears to know the doctor, telling him he doesn't belong here and that he should leave. As they were walking together, someone approaches and separates the two, as the doctor continues to make his way through the strange party. As he's walking through the party, all he sees is people engaging in dirty deeds. He is then once again approached by the same woman, who tells him that he needs to leave, that he is in danger. The woman runs off as he is approached by a guard, who leads him back to where the rituals took place, where he was quickly surrounded by the guests. The one who was leading the ritual starts to question the doctor, right as the doctor was going to meet a terrifying end. The woman who warned the doctor sacrifices herself and tells him to take her instead. The doctor is let go, but warned never to talk about what he has seen in the party. The doctor leaves the party as he makes his way back to his home. The next day, the doctor realizes he is being followed while returning the costume he rented. This troubled the doctor, who then goes seeking for answers. He goes looking for his friend who got him into the party, only to find out from the hotel attendant that he checked out after men in suits came looking for him. He then finds out on a newspaper that a woman's body was found, who appears to have OD'd in her apartment. The doctor starts to believe that she might have been the woman that helped them get away last night, so he makes his way to the morgue, where he uses his doctor credentials to get in and see her body. The doctor then receives a call from a patient of his, who actually invited him to the ball he attended with his wife at the beginning of the movie. When he arrives at the patient's home, his patient proceeds to tell him that he was at the secret party and that he knew he was there, telling the doctor that he was out of his mind for sneaking in. He explains that only the elite attend that event. He tries to convince the doctor that his friend that got him into the party wasn't harmed, even though he appeared to be, and that the woman that he saw in the newspaper that passed was at the party, but it had nothing to do with the party. She just OD'd. He proceeds to tell the doctor that it was all staged, so he would be scared and wouldn't talk about what he saw. The doctor doesn't believe any of it and continues to question everything. This is all we need to know about the movie for this video. The movie Eyes Wide Shut, in my opinion, was a peek into what goes on in the dark, what the elite who run our world participate in for their entertainment, how they perform satanic rituals and partake in sick, disturbing activities. And it most importantly shows what happens to those who try to expose what goes on in their private events. I believe this movie was a clear warning for anyone who ever oversteps and tries to expose them, as everyone who did in this movie met a tragic end. The first thing we obviously need to talk about is the ritual we see when the doctor arrives at the house. This is an obvious Freemasonic ritual, as the scene is even shot in a Grand Lodge in New York City, one of the biggest Freemasonic lodges in the country. This lodge was also used to film for the series Gotham. All of the guests of the secret party were partaking in Aleister Crowley's ritual form of magic, called X-Magic. People who follow Crowley's teaching of OTO, Ordo Templi Orientis, believe that participating in these rituals gave them demonic blessings. Even the tapping of the staff can be seen in Freemason rituals. I wouldn't be surprised if the rituals were really going on during the film. Many of the people seen in the movie can't really be seen due to them wearing masks, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were truly Freemasonic members. When the doctor was taken upstairs, you can see what these men are into when they are together at these satanic parties. When the woman sacrifices herself for the doctor and saves him, at the end of the movie, it's confirmed that she was indeed sacrificed for him. I believe this directly points to the countless strange celebrity passings that always result in overdoses. To me, it's a clear reference to how they tend to deal with any of their problems. It's obvious what Stanley Kubrick was showing us with this scene. Many of us hear of the secret parties that are hosted for the elite, where the Freemason leaders meet to participate in rituals and indulge in every sinister desire without any consequences. I also believe this scene makes an obvious reference to countless women who work as escorts that go missing and are never seen again. These are the perfect women for men like this to utilize, as the public usually look at those type of women as disposable. In the movie, there are many satanic references through the entire film that point directly to this being a warning and maybe even a confession. Could this movie be what happened to Stanley Kubrick? What happens in this movie seems to mirror what happens in real life. In the movie, the doctor sees something he shouldn't have, and when he tries to expose it, it results in dire consequences for many people in the film. Similar to what I believe Stanley did when he made this movie, trying to expose their secrets, ultimately paid the ultimate price. Many people believe something was done to him so that they may change certain scenes in the movie that were exposing too much. To me, this doesn't sound far-fetched, as the movie just plays out like a threat for those who try to expose the elite's activities. What I am 100% certain of is this movie was influenced by the Freemasons. So much of its symbols were littered throughout the film. I also didn't find it coincidental that Tom Cruise played the lead role of the film, as it's well known that Tom Cruise is part of the Church of Scientology, another very secretive group which operates as a church, but in my opinion looks more similar to an occult. If you would like to see a full video on the Church of Scientology, comment Scientology below. If 700 people comment Scientology, the next video will be about that. At the end of the movie, the doctor meets with his rich patient that invited him and his wife to the ball. I believe this scene was done because Stanley wanted us to see who attend these events are the richest, most powerful men in the world. In one of my podcast episodes, my wife mentioned a secret party that was held annually by one of the richest families, the Rothschilds, called the Surrealist Party. In the photo of the Surrealist Party, you can see the guests who dress similar to those who attended the party in the movie Eyes Wide Shut. I don't think this is a coincidence. If you were to ask me, Stanley was most likely referring to the same people. You might ask yourself, why would the Masons allow this movie to be released, exposing them? Well, I believe the Masons had no issues with this movie being made after they removed what they didn't want the people to see. Millions of dollars was already invested into the production of this movie, and in my opinion, they knew people would pay to see the movie because Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were in the movie, two A-list actors. Also, it being the last movie Stanley worked on before his passing, not even being able to finish it. Many people at the time of the release and still to this day watch the film and don't really understand any of it. This is exactly what the elite expected to happen. The average person who watches the movie won't get much of it, just seems creepy and strange, but at the end would brush it off as just a movie. Those who get the movie clearly see it as a threat to think about before trying to expose those who run this world. We hear of men like Jeffrey Epstein, who were accused of doing the most despicable things possible, be allowed to be free and continue his evil for such a long time, without facing any real consequences. That's until the moment he was arrested and was about to start spilling names of those who participated in those parties with him. These people are allowed to continue their evil without ever facing repercussions for their actions. These are the men that run our world. These are the men pushing for a one-world government. Whether Stanley paid the ultimate price to be able to expose the truth, that's something we won't ever know for sure. What we do know is this movie is full of Freemasonic imagery, which tells a dark story that seems that could be true. What do you guys think? You think this was just another movie and people are looking too deep into it? Or do you think there's a deeper meaning into this movie? If you would like to watch the full movie, it is available for rent on YouTube and is also on HBO Max. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching this episode of The Truth Is. If you would like to further support the channel, join me on Patreon, the link would be in the description. If you join before the 28th of this month, you could be entered to this month's monthly raffle, where you can win a shirt, a cash prize, and even pick a video topic. Also, please leave a comment below on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button, as this helps other people find these videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. Please follow me on Instagram at TheTruthIs01 and on TikTok at TheTruthIs. I will gladly appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.